Hi, this is Rob Mukai at Acocote Eco Inn in Ixtlac, Mexico, and doing another fly tying video. This one is what I'm calling Jane's shrimp. Jane is a caretaker at another hotel just up the road, and she comes down here every year and catches a ton of permit. This year she started using this fly and has been killing it. I think she got, in the last 2 weeks she was here, 12 eats on this thing. So unfortunately she didn't land them all, but she definitely got the eats. But it's basically a squimp, so you know, it's a fairly easy tie, so we'll just get right to it. The hook we're using is a Gamakatsu SL11 3H. So this, we usually tie it in a size 2 or a size 4. This is a size 2. So these we can go just depending on the places you're going to be fishing. You can change up the weight on these things from a bead chain to, you know, a heavy dumbbell eye. This one we're going to use a small dumbbell eye. I do tend to fish a lot in the turtle grass flats here, which are pretty shallow and you just don't want it to dive in there too much. So if you've watched any of the other fly tying videos that I've done, I do a easy way to get these dumbbell eyes on is just do 8 wraps in one direction, and then, you know, like I said, I pull this back a little bit, I don't know if you can see that, and then just go 8 wraps in the other direction. So you go 8 times that way, and then it basically just straightens that out. Do a few X wraps and then go under. Once you've tied it down, straighten it out. Just a little dab of super glue to hold that on. The materials I use, I think Jane actually uses calf tail. I just use some 3D sand EP fibers. Just take I don't know, a good piece of fibers. Doesn't have to be super beefy. There is a little trick that Nick Dembo taught me, but if you go with lighter weight, it's good to actually go with a beefier fiber. But this is about, oh, I don't know, matchstick, and then I just take it about the length of the shank and double it over. So, and then what you need to do is just kind of taper the ends a little bit, and then tie it down. I like to throw in just a little bit of flash. This is just pearl crystal flash, and kind of make it about the length of the fibers there. And I kind of do it on either side, and then just cut that off. Next we're going to, I use this whiting just because I've got it and I don't have any idea when I'm ever going to tie another trout fly again, but basically I just take two of these that are kind of matched, try and get a couple that are next to each other that are about the same length and about the same taper. You don't actually need the tips. I mean, I'll use these on multiple flies, but anyway, what I do is I'll just tie this in about, again, the length of the tail here. Flip it off. So you want it so the concave side is out, kind of match the length. Alright, next we're going to tie in some legs. I'm using, these are Wapsi, but they're just barred brown with some gold flecks in them. I think Jane actually uses more of a rootbeer barred, but these seem to work as well. So for the back, I usually take two of these legs, and then I'll just tie them off to the back, all pointing down on the top of the hook right here. So, and I like to stretch it as I wrap it down, and what that does is it'll make the legs kind of pop up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but they kind of have an arc up this way. That's from pulling on them as you're wrapping them, and that helps keep them a little bit out of the hook from fouling anyway. And then the last bit is, well, the last bit on the tail anyway, is using some, well, here you go. It's just a standard chenille. I use a tan. You can use, tan or something a little darker if you like. And then you just basically tie this in here in the back, and then just wrap to the front, and then I'll just hitch it off here. And what we do now is just kind of wrap this forward. Gotta make sure you wrap it over the eyes and under the eyes, and then kind of wrap it forward. Give yourself a little extra room here, because you're going to need to tie off some legs as well, so you don't want to go all the way to the eye. And then trim off the excess. 2 more legs. And I don't know, I like to put maybe, I don't know, an inch or so out the front. This is kind of what makes them squimps, and then tie them off to the side. Again, if you pull them tight, they'll pop out nicely. And again, same thing on the other side. If you want to kind of measure them off, you can do that. They're roughly the same length. Again, if you want, you can pull those tight and they'll pop out. And then I'm going to get out in front here, and we get some more same bunch of EP fibers, and again, you want to kind of go about shank length, maybe a hair more. And then I just fold it over, trim it, and then again, just make sure you taper the ends so you get a nice taper on the whole tail here, and then to pull these back out of the way so you don't get them bound up. But and then let's do open finish. Now I like to kind of trim these up because these are going to be a little long. I'll just go, I don't know, about to the end of the tail on these, and I like to cut these back a little bit to about an inch or so on the front. And there you go. Now I've done barring on this wing here. If you like, you can either do it in a a brown, or if you have the marigold, the magic marigold Sharpie, you can do that. But basically this is it, and this thing fishes great. The permit here will chomp on this bad boy. So anyway, give it a try, and next time you come down to visit us in Ishkalak, tie up a few of these. Alright, see you later.